voice in the street, an open conversation between God and man.
Hey family, it is your girl Mahogany Jones, and we at Voice in the Streets have had an amazing morning. It was crazy. The Godchild, Rasan, he was going to be ministering today. He did minister today. And we were supposed to, go check him out, support him, be there for him. Pulling off. We're about 3 blocks into it. We get a McDonald's request. Okay, cool. Let's stop at Mickey D's before we go. Full bellies. Sure enough, we get to McDonald's, and as soon as we park, what do I have? A flat tire. So, going to McDonald's, I'm like, well, since we're here, at least let me, treat you to breakfast. We're like, yes, we're going to get some interview footage. We're going to interview her. And in this crowd, it was like this woman with her child, and then it was like these dudes. And so I'm all nervous because I'm like, oh man, I want to approach them. I want to interview them. And so as soon as I roll up, I'm thinking most people like to get interviewed, but she was very hesitant. I asked her about Easter and just the response that she gave. Some people think that Easter is about, the Easter bunny, or it's like some souped up commercial holiday. But at the end of the day, it really is about the celebration of Jesus' life, death, and his resurrection. And that's what's important. And I just looked at her blown back, man, who would think that I would be getting fed right now, standing in line at a McDonald's. Now, however, the dudes who she was with shut me down immediately. Nah, I'm on the phone, I'm on the phone. What you gonna talk about? What? What's it for? Nah, I'm not trying to have my high blown, I'm blowed right now. I'm just blowed, lady. I don't want to talk about that. Well, come on, why don't you want to talk about it? You can talk to me if you blow. That's cool, do your thing. Nah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm blowed. I tried to ask again. £, fail. So then I see this young lady come in, and we're eating, casting, we're talking, and this little boy is dressed to the nines. We're like, dang, it ain't Easter yet, but he ready for Easter. And so I'm like, well, maybe they were just coming from church. She didn't really look like she was coming from church, but he obviously did. First question I asked her, I'm like, well, let me ask you about Easter. And I was like, when was the last, what do you think Easter's all about? And then immediately tears started to well in her eyes. And she's like, well, I wouldn't know because I haven't celebrated Easter in 2 years since my daughter's death. And so immediately tears start to well up in my eyes, and I feel so bad for even asking her the question. And it's just as I'm about to retract my question, I just feel God say, no, ask her. So I asked her anyway. I'm like, well, do you believe that Jesus Christ resurrected from the dead? And immediately, she went from being sad to her voice being filled with so much hope. Yes. It was just like a switch. I'm like, look at what just the mention of God and Jesus does to people. I mean, this horrible experience where she loses her daughter, before she could even become a little girl. And then just the thought about Jesus just made her light up. I think that's what's really touching me about this whole project is that, we get a chance to talk to people, to pray with people, but people get a chance. God uses people to touch us as well while we're doing this. So, finish, talking to her, and I see these 2 dudes walking, and they look like something. They look like Black Eyed Peas meets Jeezy. They just have so much swag. It was crazy. So I'm like, man, they would be so interested in the interview. So we're eating, I'm eating, and I see them leaving. So I'm like, no, they can't leave. So I put my food down, I run out the door, I'm like, look, I'm doing this, show, can I talk to y'all? And immediately it's like, yeah, you can talk to us, we rap, yep, we rap. I'm Stunner, that's Black, yep. That's what we do. I'm like, oh, y'all rap? I rap too. It's like, oh, alright, that's cool. So I was so excited, and we sit down, and I think the first question I asked them, I asked him about the reputation of Christians. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, Christians are lame. Christians are so lame, man. That's why I'm Muslim right now. I don't even mess with Christians. You can't do nothing when you're a Christian. I said, oh, so have you met any real Christians? He's like, yeah, I used to be around real Christians all the time. My boy and his family, they're pastors, and I remember going to church. They used to pinch me when I did stuff. Man, it's just too hard, man. They just got too many rules, man. I'm straight on all of that. I was like, well, isn't being Muslim more confining? Don't you have to pray often? Don't you have to do salah? And he's like, look, me and Allah, we gotta understand it. He's busy, I'm busy. Pray when I get to it. He understands it. I asked Black and Stunner what their perception of a Christian was and had they met any real Christians. And he's like, well, you want a dude Christian or a girl Christian? I said, yeah, give me a dude, give me a dude, give me a dude. And he's like, well, one, dude, they don't even rock like sneakers. They call them tennis shoes. And yeah, they speak real proper, and they always got a wristband on. They got the wristbands. They rock the wristbands. What else did he say about dude Christians? He's like, yeah, they pants don't sag, and they don't have any cool lingo. Like, they're just super lame. I was like, well, what about girl Christians? He's like, yeah, man, Christianity is too confining, like those girl Christians. Like my man Mo, he was just with this Christian chick. I mean, and he only got to like second base, which meant he only got to like feel on her boobies, man. That's like lame, man. Like, you can't be messing with those Christian chicks, man. Those Christian chicks, they too confined. They don't let you do nothing. You can't do nothing with the real Christian girl. I'm like, okay, so how do you know a Christian girl? It's like, well, first of all, they do the Mario Brothers. They do the denim, 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 denim. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, denim's so out of style. They still be rocking that denim, denim, denim. He's like, yeah. And they wear bell bottoms. I'm a Christian, y'all. And Christian girls, yeah, they be on that prim and proper stuff. They wear scarves. I was like, but wait, I got some swag, I got the belt. Yeah, they don't be wearing belts like that. They don't be wearing belts like that. That's too much swag. They don't do all of that. Oh, what else did he say? It was just so many things. So basically, I'm excited to know that I am a real Christian. And I'm a real Christian because I have the bell bottoms and the scarf to prove that I'm a real Christian girl. And the denim, 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 denim. Aside from that, I'm happy that through his experience that he has met some real Christian people, and I hope they're real enough to where he'll want to give his life to an awesome God. And no, we are not lame. And I kind of think my swag is kind of, you know what I'm saying? I think I still got some swag. I think I know a lot of Christians who are still holding it down for Christ, and they're not lames. So, # Christians, we're winning. We're not # losing, failing. Long story short, Voice in the Streets, as you can tell, had a very interesting morning, and we hit the streets for real on Detroit's east side. We was in the streets, real talk. So, with that, just keep following us, check us out. We'll have more interesting stories to tell you. I know Ra will have so many great stories to tell you guys, and I can't wait to hit the streets. I'm pumped now. I'm psyched. We're just starting. Y'all better get ready, because we're going to hit a street near y'all real soon. We can't wait to hear what you have to say. Be blessed. Keep it real. This is Mahogany Jones with Voice in the Streets. See y'all soon.